Hi everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady, counting down my top favorite 5 plants for February here in my Zone 7 Central North Carolina garden. Of course, the list wouldn't be complete without the beautiful flowers of Camellia, and there are a lot of different flowers blooming right now, both traditional winter camellias, Camellia japonica, and then hybrid species like this beautiful variety Crimson Candles, which was introduced by Camellia Forest Nursery. Okay, a little bit about growing camellias if you're not familiar. First of all, they are best in zones 7 through 9. There are some cold hardy varieties that you can find online at Camellia Forest that grow into zone 6. Here in my zone 7 garden, I don't have any difficulties growing camellias. They are best grown kind of on a woodland edge. And that is because they need some sun in the summer to set flower buds abundantly. So if camellias are in too deep of shade, they usually don't flower that well. And it's simply because, well, you didn't give them enough exposure. So here I have quite a few camellias right along the woodland edge. This is east facing, so it gets about 4 hours of direct light in the summer during the mornings. So that has been really an ideal spot for growing them. I'd recommend that kind of location. Obviously in colder zones, you have to go to more extremes for being able to protect them from really the cold winds. As far as soil, they like acidic, well-drained soil. Once they're established, they don't need a lot of supplemental water. If you live in a wet area like I do, I actually grow mine on a mound, just like a mound of soil. You can see I actually have just dumped some fresh soil to sort of increase the mound. That way they aren't in standing water. That's a really critical component to successful camellia cultivation. Insects primarily are scale, and I have a video that you can watch that shows you how to treat scale with oil. Pruning. So the flower buds are formed on the spring flush. So this is why it's always recommended that if you need to prune them, you do it right after they bloom, and then you're not sacrificing any flower buds. If you prune your camellias in the middle of summer, you're inevitably going to be cutting off wood that would produce a flower. So again, if you plant them in a place where they don't need to be micromanaged, which is what I'd recommend, you don't really need to mess with them a lot. Count on most varieties of Camellia japonica growing about 8 to 12 foot tall and wide in 10 to 12 years. Mine are much smaller than that. They've been here 11 years. So I've actually had some big branches. I'm looking at that Crimson Candles, and I had a huge branch fall out of one of these overstory trees, and it actually broke the leader out of that. So it would be bigger if that hadn't occurred. So I hope that you will consider including some camellias in your home garden. Camellia Forest Nursery is a great resource that they're having winter open houses. You can go to the nursery without an appointment and shop in person, but they're also a retail mail order source. So if you live somewhere far away, you can still order from them and get some beautiful varieties. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this month's top 5 plant list. It's been a treat to come up with these plants to feature, and I hope you'll be inspired to grow each one of them just like I am. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.